Awesome Carlisle, here we go. Small town charm with the big time glow. Tune in now, don't miss the show. It's Awesome Carlisle. Let's roll!
Last week in Carlisle, February 2 through 8, 2026. Ice festivals, heroic rescues, and big changes in our town. We started the first week of February shivering through the aftermath of a bomb cyclone, but we ended it by celebrating our community spirit at the Ice Art Fest. From a dramatic roadside baby delivery by a local student to major decisions about our historic factories and schools, there is a lot to catch up on. Here is the quick rundown of the most important things that happened last week. Weather and infrastructure, we battled freezing temperatures and a major water main break on E Street. Events, the 10th annual Ice Art Fest turned downtown into a winter wonderland. Heroic news, a Dickinson student helped save a baby during a snowstorm rescue. Development, the Frog, Switch, and Manufacturing site got the green light for demolition. Schools, the Carlisle Area School District is facing a budget gap, but moving forward with solar power. Crime and safety, police handled threats against the governor and a serious animal cruelty case. Sports, Dickinson College athletes smashed school records on the track. Local government, we prepared for upcoming borough council meetings. In memoriam, we said goodbye to several beloved neighbors this week. Real estate, a look at the housing market stats for the week. The big freeze and the E Street water main break. Our borough faced a tough battle with the elements early in the week. Following the heavy snow and bomb cyclone temperatures from late January, our infrastructure took a hit. A water main burst near the intersection of E Street and Northwest Street, flooding the area. Because it was so cold, that water turned into a dangerous sheet of ice on the 100 and 200 blocks of D and E Streets almost instantly. Our public works crews worked hard in freezing conditions to fix the pipes and clear the ice, while the borough opened the Pomfret Street parking garage for free so plows could clear the snow emergency routes. Downtown sparkles for the 10th annual Ice Art Fest. Despite the cold, we all came out to celebrate the 10th annual Ice Art Fest, which kicked off Friday, February 6th. It was a perfect way to beat the winter blues, with over 100 ice sculptures decorating our downtown streets. UPMC sponsored the event, which featured a ribbon cutting at Veterans Courtyard and the unveiling of a royal ice throne. While adults enjoyed the Ice Bar at 1794, the Whiskey Rebellion, families checked out the new Snow Zone played area at the Historical Society Pocket Park. It was a great weekend to support our local shops, which stayed open late for the crowds. A Hollywood rescue by a Dickinson student. We heard an amazing story this week about a true local hero. Callan Clements, a student at Dickinson College and an EMT, was driving an ambulance during the worst of the recent snowstorm when a call came in about a woman in labor. The mother was stuck in a tractor trailer on a snowy road outside of town. Callan and the emergency team helped deliver the baby right there on the roadside. Because the baby needed help breathing and the cold was dangerous, Callan had to drive them to the hospital while following a snowplow through the storm. Emergency officials said it was a rescue that felt like it was written for a movie. Green light for the Frog, Switch, and Manufacturing demolition. A major decision was made regarding one of our town's most famous industrial sites. On February 6th, the Carlisle Board of Appeals reversed a previous decision and ruled that the borough must allow the demolition permit for the old Frog, Switch, and Manufacturing Company foundry. This historic site on High Street has been there for 125 years, but it has been closed since 2023. This new ruling clears the path for the site to be cleaned up and redeveloped into something new for our community, although it balances progress with our town's history. School district budgets and solar projects. Our local schools were in the headlines as the Carlisle Area School District looks at its finances. the district presented a draft budget that shows a potential $7.8 million deficit for the next school year due to rising costs for health insurance and tuition. However, there is some bright news regarding energy. Superintendent Colleen Fund is leading a project to install a massive solar panel array at a local elementary school. This project is part of a special Solar for Schools state grant that aims to save money on electric bills and help the environment. Additionally, important committee meetings were held on February 5th at the Fowler LGI to discuss these building projects and policies before the full board meets. Green light for the Frog, Switch, and Manufacturing demolition. A major decision was made regarding one of our town's most famous industrial sites. On February 6th, the Carlisle Board of Appeals reversed a previous decision and ruled that the borough must allow the demolition permit for the old Frog, Switch, and Manufacturing Company foundry. This historic site on High Street has been there for 125 years, but it has been closed since 2023. This new ruling clears the path for the site to be cleaned up and redeveloped into something new for our community, although it balances progress with our town's history. School district budgets and solar projects. Our local schools were in the headlines as the Carlisle Area School District looks at its finances. The district presented a draft budget that shows a potential $7.8 million deficit for the next school year due to rising costs for health insurance and tuition. However, there is some bright news regarding energy. Superintendent Colleen Friend is leading a project to install a massive solar panel array at a local elementary school. This project is part of a special Solar for Schools state grant that aims to save money on electric bills and help the environment. Additionally, important committee meetings were held on February 5th at the Fowler LGI to discuss these building projects and policies before the full board meets.
Police investigate threats and cruelty. It was a busy week for law enforcement in Carlisle. Police arrested a local man for making cyber threats against Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro and his family. The man claimed he was trying to get attention for an issue at the county prison, but police took the threats very seriously. In a separate and sad case, police arrested Ashlyn Stevens for a felony charge of aggravated cruelty to animals. This happened after a dog named Stella was found in a severely malnourished state after being left in her care. Dickinson athletes break records. Our local college athletes gave us plenty to cheer about this week. The Dickinson College track and field teams had a historic showing at the Franklin and Marshall Blue and White Invite. Senior Trevor Richwine ran the fastest 800-meter time in all of Division III sports this season. On the women's side, junior Marley Curry broke a 10-year-old school record in the 600-meter run. It is great to see our local Red Devils competing at such a high level and putting Carlisle on the map for sports. Preparation for the Borough Council meeting. While the main event for the Borough Council is set for next week, this past week was when we started looking ahead. The Borough Council holds its meetings at Borough Hall on West South Street. We know that the next big meeting is scheduled for February 12th at 6 p.m. During this past week, interested residents usually start looking for the agenda. The borough posts these agendas at least 24 hours in advance, but many of us like to check the website earlier to see what is coming down the pipe. It is our chance to see what topics, from parks to planning, will be on the table. Remembering our neighbors. We end our weekly report by remembering the friends and neighbors we lost this week. Our thoughts go out to the families of Patricia A. Rodabow, Paul H. Yorlitz, Lily Bell Dial, Connor Fox Epley, Hilda May Brenneman, Stephen W. Conrad, Dennis E. Matthews Sr., and Shirley L. Snyder. They were all part of what makes our community special, and they will be missed by us all. Carlisle, PA real estate market stats. For many of us homeowners and those looking to buy, the real estate market is always a hot topic. This week showed us some very interesting numbers. We saw a dip in the number of homes sold compared to last week, but the prices are telling a different story. The median sale price has shifted, and we saw a significant jump in the highest sale price compared to previous records. It is important to look at these numbers closely. When we see the highest sale price go up, it often means larger or unique homes are moving in the market. At the same time, seeing the lowest price point rise suggests that affordable entry-level homes are becoming more valuable or harder to find. Here are the specific stats for closed home sales in Carlisle, PA for this past week. Total home sales, 8 homes sold, down 2 from last week, even with last year. Median sale price, $280,500, down from $300,000 last week, up from $246,000 last year. Highest sale price, $655,000, up from $488,000 last week, up from $585,000 last year. Lowest sale price, $170,000, up from $65,000 last week, up from $150,000 last year. Here is a list of the homes that sold last week 02/02/2026 to 02/08/2026 from highest price to lowest price. 100 Richland Road, $655,000, 21 American Avenue, $417,000, 51 Bennington Way, $370,000, 430 North Hanover Street, $320,000, 438 North Pitt Street, $241,000, 36 White Oak Drive, $220,000, 1833 Spring Road, $210,000, 251 E. Pomfret Street, $170,000. Real estate stats are obtained from sources deemed reliable but not guaranteed. Stats are for all of Carlisle Area School District 02/02/2026 to 02/08/2026, per Bright MLS. Conclusion. This first week of February proved that Carlisle is resilient. We made it through a bomb cyclone, fixed our frozen pipes, and still came together to enjoy the beautiful ice sculptures downtown. We saw bravery from our young people, tough decisions made for our schools and factories, and continued growth in our housing market. As the ice melts and we move further into the month, let's keep looking out for one another.
Awesome Carlisle, here we go. Small town charm with the big time glow. Tune in now, don't miss the show. It's awesome Carlisle. Let's roll!